I'm Vegan Blake Freedom, and welcome to my corner of the vegan internet. My vegan story is interesting and unique. I've been vegan for 4 years. I've been dairy-free for 6, and I was vegan 14 years ago and went back to consuming animal products. So we would say I was actually plant-based. I wasn't really vegan for the animals. But I was vegan for the animals. I almost died from it. And when I went into treatment, they told me that they felt like my veganism was part of my, and then I needed to consume animal products to get healthy and heal. So I had taken that part of me that had seen Food Inc. and was so traumatized and swore I would never, ever, ever consume anything of or from an animal again, and put it into a box and tucked it in the back of my mind because I had to get better. I was so sick when I went to treatment. I was orthorexic, and orthorexia is when you're obsessed with clean eating. So like all the diets and everything. So when I saw Food Inc. and was so horrified about what's going on, my was like, yay, more foods you don't have to eat. And that didn't translate to me taking care of myself and me being healthy. I didn't want to nourish myself because I was slowly myself. I didn't know how to switch over and become more plant-based and eat healthy. I had planned the end of my life voluntarily, and I walked to the very end of that plan, and I had a moment of just full awareness where I realized that I don't want to die, that if I do this, it's permanent, I can't come back, and I don't want to die, I just don't know how to live. And I knew I needed help. So I spent hours that night researching treatment centers all over the country, and I had a very specific list of what I wanted. I knew I wanted something that was holistic, that addressed all aspects of healing, that got to the root cause of trauma, and that was queer friendly, because I'm queer, I identify as pansexual. It's been a long journey of me coming to the place where I feel comfortable with that. I've dated people of all genders and all races and backgrounds, honestly. I love people, and I'm so interested in who a person is rather than the package they come in. So I went to treatment. They really pushed me on being vegan. This was 13 years ago, so there wasn't a lot of education around plant-based being healthy for recovery. I would argue today that you can 100% recover from it as a vegan, 100%. You have to do it the right way, and you need education and you need support. That being said, I didn't have that option, and I trusted my treatment team because my brain was so malnourished, because this is what happens when your brain gets so malnourished, you can't make proper healthy decisions. And that's why it has one of the highest mortality rates of any mental illness. And it's because our brains get so depleted from nutrients that we do these things because we can't see a way out. You know, people end their lives because they can't see a way out. They don't do it because of any other reason. And thankfully I had like a spiritual moment where I realized like, okay, I'm meant for more. When I went into treatment 13 years ago, Instagram wasn't really a thing. There were no influencers. There wasn't anyone that I could look up to see that they had done it. I came from a personal development background because when I saw The Secret, the movie, I had read the book, and then I watched The Secret directly after. I had this spiritual awakening and realized, oh my gosh, I'm the creator of my reality. My thoughts affect my reality. I was raised very fundamentally Christian. My first tattoo was a cross that said believe. I have since covered up. And I was a Bible thumping Christian. I was that annoying girl knocking on your door at college, reciting Bible verses to you, telling you why Jesus needs to save your soul. That was me. And when I had my spiritual awakening, I realized I have been so programmed and brainwashed by this cult that is teaching me that this is the only way, and that might not necessarily be true. I took religion classes in college. I really started learning about different religions, and I just thought, like, how is it possible that so many different religions can coexist at the same time on the planet and we haven't destroyed each other? There has to be more than one way, and every religion says that they're the one way. Well, man has manipulated old teachings and understandings from different ascended masters, Jesus being one of them, to control people. But I am like the biggest fan of Jesus. I freaking love Jesus. And when Christspiracy documentary came out, I was like crying because I love Jesus, and just seeing how he was such an advocate for the animals was just like the best thing ever. So I love Jesus. I am not a Christian. I do not agree with the fundamental beliefs. I don't believe that we were born sinners. I believe that we are divine children of God, that we are creators, that we are part of the bigger source. When I'm teaching and in my own personal journey, I use words like God, universe, angels. To me, all of that just represents a higher power. We will never be able to fully conceptualize a higher power in our limited bodies because we're stuck within time. I believe that our higher power, source, God, angels, whatever, can see outside of the timeline. And that's why our intuition is so important. When we're listening to our intuition, we're hearing our higher self tell us, hey, this path is going to be the fastest to where you want to go because I can see outside the timeline. And when you listen to your intuition, you know what it is, your gut feeling, your intuition, the one that's always right, where it tells you to bring an umbrella and you don't, and then it's raining and you're like, why didn't I listen to my intuition? So I am a very spiritual person. I'm really all about being in tune with love and oneness. I truly believe that veganism is the future. I know it's the future. I believe that I was put here on this planet to help bring the vegan world fifth dimensional reality to this current reality. And it's been a long journey for me in terms of coaching and speaking and being a public figure, being an influencer. Because when I left treatment 13 years ago, I'm 13 years fully recovered, there wasn't anybody out there doing what I was doing. I felt so driven to help women heal because I didn't have any examples. There was no one out there showing me what was possible. And in treatment, I went to 3 different treatment centers. I was in treatment for 9 months, inpatient, took away my shoelaces, took away my razors. Like, I was that sick. 1 out of 3 of them was very holistic and healing the core issue oriented. But the other treatment centers were so clinical and like, follow these things and you'll always be in recovery. You're always going to be struggling. I was like, that. If I'm always going to be struggling and always in recovery, I ain't doing this. I had a conversation with God and I was like, listen, if you help me fully heal this and set me free from this and I do not have to struggle anymore at all, I will devote my life to giving back and teaching other people what I learned so that I can help people that need the help. I started my YouTube channel and I started coaching. I took classes, I got some training. I had already been really good at helping people. Like, I was naturally a life coach and I had done like some relationship coaching before treatment because I was really involved in the personal development industry. After The Secret came out, I just started researching the teachers. I read the Conversations with God series. Highly recommend if you've been through any form of religious abuse. Conversations with God answers a lot of the questions that we have that we don't get from the Bible or people. Great series. I started going to personal development events. I got certifications. I got certified as a speaker. I knew I had this message to share and I want to help and I want to encourage people. I want to show them the way because what I did is so different than what everyone else does because all these women I went to treatment with still struggle after leaving, and I applied all of the personal development and the manifestation processes and techniques that I learned in my 20s. I applied that to my treatment and I fully recovered. So I went on to help other women heal from had a very high success rate of women completely breaking free, manifesting the life of their dreams, manifesting their soulmate, manifesting their ideal job, their ideal career, their ideal business, their ideal living situation, like coolest things. My YouTube channel was going, I was growing, I started getting invited to speak on summits, I was being put on stages in person and virtually. I ended up speaking and teaching EFT tapping. So if you've ever seen somebody doing this is EFT tapping, emotional freedom techniques. It's a psychological acupressure tool that helps regulate the nervous system and can help you rewire the neural pathways in your brain. I learned EFT when I read The Secret, so I've been practicing for 18 years and I've been teaching for about that long as well. And since my YouTube channel was taking off, I was connecting with a lot of people and they were putting me on their platforms. And through summits, speaking engagements, group coaching, private clients, I've taught EFT tapping to tens of thousands of people. I don't even know the exact number, but tens of thousands. And just the most incredible messages I get from people saying, your tapping changed my life. The way that you explain it is so different than the way other people explain it. Because I'm so fascinated by science and I'm so into spirituality that I really incorporate both of those things into my teachings. I was an influencer before influencers were a thing. And then one day I got a horrible comment. Somebody commented on my video, "You're disgusting. No one would ever want to you. You should just jump off a cliff and..." I had a boyfriend who I was living with at the time who loved me very much, and trust me, I was and it was heartbreaking for me to get this comment because it was reflecting some part of me that felt like that was true. Like, I'm unlovable, that, you know, what I'm doing is stupid, because there were 4 of us. There were 4 people on the internet helping women heal from that were coaches at the time. This was so far ahead of the body positive movement. And I kick myself sometimes, and I still grieve and work through the pain of letting a troll tear me down, because I did not recover from that comment. I deleted it. They came back and commented again and said, just because you deleted my comment doesn't make you any more you're still disgusting. Go jump off a cliff and kill yourself. I didn't have any influencer friends. I didn't have any coach friends. No one really understood or knew what it was like to get hate like that so early on. If you're in the coaching industry, healing industry, like your teachers, like they were online at the time, and there wasn't a lot of them, and there wasn't a lot of community for us. And so I just didn't know how to handle it. And I didn't work through it in therapy. It shattered me. It broke me. And I stopped making YouTube videos. I stopped promoting. I stopped taking on clients. My self-esteem just fell apart. My relationship fell apart. I lost my best friend, my relationship, my business, everything. And I ended up moving back in with one of my parents on the other side of the country to start over. And it was just heartbreaking. It felt like everything came crumbling around me. I felt like I had finally been on purpose, and now I'm not on purpose anymore, and I don't know what to do with myself. So over the years, I've done coaching of all kinds, coaching for healing from coming out to your family, accepting yourself as queer, toxic relationships, leaving toxic relationships, manifesting your soulmate, starting a business, self-confidence, manifesting the career that you want, all kinds of things. I just love helping people. I found my way back to Colorado. I lived in San Diego for 5 years. I lived in Atlanta for 4-ish years, and I lived in Arizona for a bit as well. I'm back in Colorado now. I found my way back to veganism. A friend of mine was vegetarian, and when I go out to visit her in LA, she'd take me to different restaurants and be like, oh, you have to try this Impossible Burger. And of course, as an omnivore at the time, I'm like, oh my God. And I wasn't a big burger eater anyway, but I was so shocked. How delicious is this? I can't tell the difference. Are you sure that this isn't meat? We would just have little conversations, and she would drop hints in our conversations about, you don't need to eat animals to be healthy. And I remember just feeling like, leave me alone. Like, you don't understand. I have to eat animals because I almost died. It is so much more important. I know that today we have the resources to help people heal without animal products. Back then, there just really were not the resources. So I think my answer today would be different. But I had this belief that I developed, like all omnivores, that this is the reason why I have to do this thing. This is the reason why it's okay. These are the justifications, even though I know it's wrong. And of course I knew it was wrong. I just didn't want to think about it, like all omnivores. She sent me the Game Changers, What the Health, and I sat down and I watched them, and I was like, you know what? I don't need animals to be healthy. I'm recovered enough to where I'm not going to struggle by removing this from my diet, and I will find other ways to be healthy. Rewind a few years, because I've been dairy-free and egg-free 2 years longer than I've been vegan without meat, because I was having a ton of health issues. I was having breakouts and flare-ups that could not be explained. I spent so much money going to so many doctors. Nobody could give me any answers. I finally saw a naturopath who did a food allergies test, and eggs and dairy came back at the very top, along with a few other foods that were causing these flare-ups. So I had to cut it out of my diet. And let me tell you, having to cut out cheese first before meat, that was really hard. And I was addicted, because we're all addicted. It's the parts of our brain that are like, ooh, yay, a hit of dopamine because I ate casein. I gave up dairy, used EFT tapping to help me do it. I've used EFT tapping for everything. You guys are gonna hear me talk about EFT tapping all the time. Then I gave up eggs, because that was another issue. So then by the time I was watching these documentaries, it was like, okay, I can give up meat. I've already given up dairy and eggs. I don't need meat. I ate vegetarian more my whole life anyway. My mom, she never really liked eating steak, so she'd have them butterfly it, cut it in half, grill it until it was well done. And I was like that too. I'm like, I do not want any evidence that this is meat. I've been vegan for 4 years, dairy-free for 6 years. I've been teaching EFT tapping forever. Any chance I can get, I'm teaching. I've made different courses. I have different digital products. I've done one-on-one coaching. I've done group coaching. I've done all the things. Things have gone really well for me in my business, and then things have crashed and fallen in my business. I've never talked about this before, because I've had to do so much work around embarrassment I have, the shame I have for letting someone take me out, this movement that I could have been a part of if I had stuck with it, not let this horrible troll destroy my passion project. And then things got worse. I was in a relationship with somebody who was very toxic, and as a retaliation for me breaking up with them, kicking them out and taking their cat from them because he kicked her twice, I was like, bye. He went into my YouTube and deleted all of my videos. So I lost 7 years of YouTube videos. My channel that I had worked so hard to build, that at least had evidence of all of this work that I've been doing, me as an influencer and helping people for all these years, deleted. So I had to create a whole new channel and just could never bring myself to really build it back up again. And then I got locked out of my Facebook, and my Facebook got deleted. So all of these people, my audience that had been following me for a decade, over a decade, gone. Can't even find half of them now. Had to start over on Facebook again. Oh my God. So I am a phoenix rising from the ashes, y'all. You don't know me yet. I'm Vegan Blake Freedom. I am meant to help people, and I'm here not just to make content to entertain you. I'm here to help you heal. So my goal is to create a vegan community. A community for us vegans, for the animals, where we are validated for our moral and ethical choices, and we can visualize together a vegan world, and we feel so empowered and confident in who we are and what we're here to do. Because if you are vegan, you are a light worker. You are meant to bring energy, light energy, God energy, Christ conscious energy onto the planet at this time, because we are going through a massive shift in consciousness. The planet is raising her vibration. All this darkness that's happening right now on the planet, all of this trauma that's coming up for us to heal. Our responsibility is to heal our individual trauma, and then that will stack. All of us healing together is going to affect the super conscious, the bigger consciousness of all of us connected. And if you've been vegan for a really long time, I want to thank you. Thank you for setting the foundation for people like me and other people in this community who needed to know it was possible. Thank you. And if you are just coming to veganism, or if you're a wanna vegan and you're trying to figure out how to make it work, because let's be honest, the hardest parts are the social component. Losing all your friends, not having community, dealing with the holidays. These are the hard parts that keep people from doing it, because we know all those stupid excuses are excuses. We know that. We're not stupid, okay? We're intelligent beings. We know what we're doing is wrong. But it's hard. It's hard to be a vegan in a non-vegan world. So I'm creating a community. Follow me, stay tuned. I always have new offerings. I've got a vegan world visualization meditation for you and an EFT training. But I'm gonna help you, fellow vegans and wanna vegans, regulate your nervous system so you don't get as triggered when people are being mean to you, so that you feel a sense of purpose, so that you connect yourself as a creator of your reality, so that you can create the part of the world that you're in that's meant to be you, spreading your vegan kindness agenda, our vegan agenda of kindness, spreading it in your local area, and then however you reach people, whether it's online, in person, it could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be an audience, it doesn't matter. We are all here to do our part. And I'm creating this freaking amazing vegan world that I have a 10-year vision. I'm so freaking excited. Come walk this path with me, because I know what it takes to rise from the ashes, okay? I know what it's like to be almost because I hated myself so much because of all the trauma that I went through and all the violence that I went through and all this generational trauma that was passed down through my parents, grandparents, and all the way down to me. And I had to do the work to heal that. I know what it's like to be homeless. I know what it's like to recover from narcissistic. I know what it's like to be a minority as a queer person, as a vegan. I'm 5'11". I don't fit anywhere. I'm long and just awkward. And I know what it's like to be different. And I know what it's like to be bullied. I was assaulted in school. I was physically assaulted in school. I was horrifically bullied. Life has not been easy for me. And I rose above that. And I found my purpose and what I'm meant to be doing on this planet. I'm not just here to make fun videos or be mad at omnivores or fight for the vegan agenda. I'm here to help create a safe, loving space for us vegans so we can do what we came here to do, and that is to bring more kindness onto this planet. So follow me. Wherever this video is, look below this. I'll have resources for you. I am so excited to reintroduce myself to the world. I'm not letting haters take me down. I know there's a lot more haters as a vegan. I've already experienced it. It's fine. I was put on this planet to bring this to our reality, and so are you. So I'm so excited you're here. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.